Our next stop is the subway, where we are hoping to find some of Mickey's cousins. Wink, wink. He's gonna wink behind my sunglasses. We are still in New York City and it is snowing. You know us, we are Disney fans. I guess you can kind of call us Disney adults.
Yeah, we're adjacent.
We're Disney adjacent adults. But regardless, we have spent the last, gosh, 15 years of our life living within maybe 10 minutes of a Disney park. And this is our first time since we were kids that we have not lived in driving distance of a Disney park. Dare I say, sometimes we kind of miss it a little.
A little bit.
What we wanted to do today is find Disney throughout New York City, and there's actually quite a bit. So I'm excited to kind of go see it, get some nostalgia, and show you guys.
So we're starting out here in Central Park. We have a fun statue tribute to one of the classic Disney movies that we all know and love. Not towards the movie, but towards the
book that inspired the movie.
But you'll get it when we see it.
Born a cold on winter air, the mountain waves dividing. It's the theme song of New York. We are in Central Park and we have my favorite Disney movie here, which is Alice in Wonderland. Granted, this is not the Disney version of Alice, this is like the book Lewis Carroll version. Still very Disney nonetheless. You have Alice, Dinah, Cheshire Cat's kind of back there, he's kind of creepy. March Hare, Dormouse, a very, very interesting Mad Hatter. It gives the Disney vibe, and this is really a famous site of Central Park. We've had to wait a long time to get up here to film because so many people keep taking pictures. I think this is a good way to kind of kick off our Disney tour, and starting with my favorite Disney movie, so it makes me all happy. All around the statue, they have these little brass plaques that have quotes from the book, and some of them are also similar to quotes from the Disney movie. So for example, and I feel like I have to read it in a British accent, Tweedledee and Tweedledum agreed to have a battle, for Tweedledum and Tweedledee had spoiled his nice new rattle. Don't come for me for the British accent, everybody. I'm trying my best. At least I'm not doing a New York accent. The rose is red, painting the rose is red. I'm gonna get laughed out of New York City.
And one of the best parts of this one's free. Just hop on, it's on the Upper East Side. I think it's near 74th Street. So you just go, I mean, literally you can see the street right over here. Walk on in next to the pond and enjoy some Disney.
Stop number 2. I have like 2, see, it's like a hand and a finger. Central Park is real cold, so we are going to head down to Soho to see what I think is like kind of the most like weird and unhinged Disney thing that we're gonna see today. So I'm really excited to see this. I found it online. We're gonna see if it lives up to the hype. Catch the subway and head down. We found it. We weren't sure if it was still gonna be here, but it is. Mickey mural in New York City. I did not see his rat cousins in the subway, but Mickey is here. And it's cool, it's kind of unhinged. It's definitely been tagged a little bit, we'll give it that, but it's kind of that, I guess, mod, art, Andy Warhol kind of vibe. We are at the corner of Mott and Houston is where we found this mural.
Not Houston.
Not Houston, Houston. You come to New York and you say Houston, people are gonna laugh at you. It is Houston.
It's down in Soho.
Yeah, down in Soho. Soho's kind of the hip shopping district. It has like all of your fancy, you know, stores, but then it also has all the outdoor stores. So like REI and Fjallraven.
Quite posh.
It's quite a posh shopping area. But if you guys are down in Soho, which you probably will be if you're visiting New York, check out the Mickey mural.
It's super big, so I'm 6'3", so this is probably 20 feet tall or so, 15, 20. I'm all into the pop art. It's funny, in LA, Mickey murals are everywhere, but I assume in New York they're a little harder to come by. I'm glad we found it, it's neat.
Check out the Mickey mural. It's cool. 2 thumbs up.
I'd give you 2, but I'm holding. Now we are in near Times Square on Broadway. We're at 53rd and Broadway, and behind me is the Broadway Theater. Now, this used to be known as the Colony Theater back in the day, and it's famous as the premiere for Steamboat Willie in 1928. It was a precursor to an independent film called The Gang War, which was just like a very crime syndicate type movie, which is really funny that they had Steamboat Willie before. But that movie is forgotten, and Steamboat Willie is now, of course, what is known by most people as the first Mickey film, which it's not because it was plain crazy. But it's the most famous early one. It's the first one with synchronized sound, as we all know. So if you ever want to get a little bit of that Disney history, come to the Broadway Theater. Currently showing The Great Gatsby, not a Disney production, but that's okay. And it was actually owned by Universal back in the day, which is a funny little mix of all the different studios.
Can you whistle the Steamboat Willie song? We'll take that whistle for being like, what, 14 degrees?
Yeah, the best I can.
That's the best we can do. I think it's kind of funny that it was owned by Universal. It kind of like gives me the vibes of like Oswald.
Totally.
There was a lot of like Universal Disney mixing back in those the 30s, 20s, 30s.
I think it's cool that we're actually seeing this since we've been to Marceline, we've been to Kansas City, to the old Laugh-O-Grams, we've been to the train station that he went to New York, we've been to his original studios in LA. So now we're getting the Steamboat era. Yeah,
now we're getting the Steamboat era. I feel like we need to like keep going up until like, you know, the present day era. Like maybe we can view like what is like the present day Mickey? Is it like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Is that a thing?
No,
still?
the new shorts.
Oh yeah, those new shorts are awesome. Those,
yeah,
like,
those are great.
Those really unhinged ones. Okay, if you know any history of those like new unhinged Disney shorts, let us know and we will go film a video there. Interview.
And of course, any trip to New York wouldn't be complete without a Broadway show.
Yep. And Disney has a really long history on Broadway. So let's see how many shows we can name. Beauty and the Beast. Lion King.
Aladdin.
Kind of a sleeper one. Aida was one.
Mary Poppins.
Tarzan.
Yep.
Frozen. Newsies. I can't think of any others, but I'm sure there's more. And I'm sure you guys are going to roast us in the comments. But right now we have 2 here. We have Lion King and Aladdin. Yep. And I have seen both of these plays. How about you?
Just Aladdin. Never seen Lion King.
I would say I liked Aladdin better. I know Lion King, I want to say, is the longest running show on Broadway right now.
It is.
It might even be the longest ever. But obviously really popular. Disney has had a long history on Broadway. And I mean, it's a perfect fit. I mean, their movies are musicals. And
this has the prime spot right on Times Square.
I mean, it does. Like, we're under this huge awning. Like, a lot of the other theaters, it's kind of more of a facade. And then you walk in and it's just like
a theater.
But I feel like this is like a premiere, like a real, when you think of like a theater. What are the ones that we've seen?
Aladdin, Frozen, Newsies.
I've seen Lion King. I've seen Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Little Mermaid.
Little
Mermaid is one, but we haven't seen that one.
No.
I would say my favorite Disney on Broadway show that I've ever seen is my first Broadway show, which was Beauty and the Beast, way back in the 90s.
For me, it's Newsies. I thought Newsies was excellent.
Newsies is really good. If you like dance, like Newsies is a good one. But maybe we'll have to check out Lion King here at some point because I mean it is the longest running show on Broadway and Andrew's never seen it.
Yep.
Wouldn't be a Disney tour of Manhattan without a stop here. We are at Times Square, typically an area we like to avoid, but they do have the Disney store here, and we haven't been to a Disney store in a while, so this should be fun. They've actually closed closed most Disney stores around the world. They're really only in these like really big tourist areas. I think like New York, London still has one, but they're hard to find. So I'm excited to come here and kind of see the difference between this one and the one we have at the parks. It's like Disney World, but also like New York. They have so much cool New York stuff here. Like it's like mini, it's a Statue of Liberty. This is actually really cool. I feel like it's like a mix of like Disney parks, full-on store, like World of Disney, but it also is like a 90s Disney store, and it has a lot of cool New York touches. It has the like Macy's balloon kind of 90s motif, like old figurines you used to see in the Disney store, and then it's 2 stories too, so I'm excited to check out the next story, and they have Rapunzel's lanterns going up the steps, which is really cute, but it's really cool. It's like a 90s Disney store meets kind of like Disney park store. We showed you the Alice in Wonderland statue earlier in this video, and I won't lie, that one is very famous. Most people have heard of it, but what most people don't know is that on the Upper East Side in Carl Schurz Park, there's a statue of Peter Pan. So most people have heard of the Peter Pan statue in Hyde Park in London, which is very, very famous, similar to the Alice in Wonderland statue in Central Park. But there is a Peter Pan statue in New York. It's very hidden in this kind of very Upper East Side park in a really quiet little area. This is a beautiful park. I would definitely recommend anybody come here. I like the Alice statue, but I would say the Peter Pan one might be my fave.
Final stop on the journey.
Yep, we're at the New York Public Library, which has, I would say, kind of a more sentimental, like Disney reference. And this is a exhibit that they have featured right now, and they've had featured for a while.
I think a few years.
We are gonna go see some original Winnie the Pooh stuffed animals.
Which is super adorable.
Yeah.
We all love Winnie the Pooh, A. Milne's classics. I know they reproduce a lot of the stuffed animals, but it's cool to see the really old ones from when it originally came out. Maybe it'll be originals, I don't know, I haven't quite seen them, so I'm excited.
But I'm really excited. I think this will be really cute. My favorite Pooh character is Piglet. I have a good history with Piglet. Who's your favorite Pooh character?
Eeyore, always Eeyore. And another fun thing, we've never been in this library, so first time.
And this is a free exhibit, so if you're in New York and you just want to see the Pooh characters, it's 100% free. You can just walk in, see them, take photos, and I think that's a really cool thing that they offer for free, because you don't find a lot of free stuff in New York City, so you know, take it where you can. Trying to be quiet because I'm in the library, but those are the originals. They were bought at Harrods, and then A.A. Milne's publisher actually donated them to the library in the 80s, but those are the real Winnie the Pooh characters, and they put them on display to like kind of represent the story of the children's library here in New York. But like, I had no clue those were the actual ones, so that's really cool. Like, that's amazing, and it's free.
Hello, you can just kind of do the thing.
So this former college Colony Broadway Theater is next to where they filmed Stephen Colbert, and they film tons of late night shows here. What is the best late night show in New York? Because it's clearly Jimmy Kimmel, but he's in LA.
You gotta go with Night Show.
Yeah, you gotta go with Fallon. I mean, he does those
drives me nuts.
Those kindergarten instruments. He is kind of nutty, but he does do those kindergarten instruments, which I'm here for. It's real cold. I can see why Walt Disney did not build a Disney park in New York. So let me tell you, this isn't a joke, man. My last year of Floridian hands, I don't know if they can handle this.
But we have to.
Yep, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing choices.
Sort of.
They paint the roses red.